You're indestructible. That one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the one. What was it that I found out that you
Spandau
liked the other
Ballet.
day, Caden? And I was like, I didn't know that about you. It literally happened like 2 nights ago. What was it?
Music.
No, it wasn't about music. I was just like, it's just Deck just mentioned. Oh, it was you like loving Power Rangers and like kissing their posters when you go to bed.
Yeah, he loves
Like
Power
that.
Rangers.
Yeah, Power Rangers are sick. I've got a Power Rangers fucking welcome mat.
That's pretty
I don't think you do. I think
it says, well, what does it say? Welcome to the command center.
Yeah.
No, you're serious.
That's pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
pretty fire.
Is this? I thought this was.
Actually, I'm gonna get it. Fuck you.
I thought this was a prolonged bit. It's actually not. He actually has a Power Rangers welcome mat.
Yeah. You can't be outing a man like this. I know he's going to pick up a whole horrible wiry doormat.
He's proud of it. Look at that.
Nice. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, for audio listeners, we just got to see a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers doormat of a 28-year-old man. It's 28, isn't it?
I think it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick, dude. That was amazing. Yeah, that's so cool.
Nice work, man.
You weren't chatting shit about it when I wasn't on the mic with you.
Nah. The
Ken, how old are you? How old are you? I can't remember.
Younger than you.
Fuck. It's a good response.
Sorry. Only one of us likes Power Rangers, so it's all right.
All right, we are live, by the way. Rambling. As per.
Okay, I think we're probably okay to just get going, actually. I've done everything. I just need to check the audio levels, but I suspect that will be all okay. Does it all look okay on the bars, on the ones and twos?
It looks fine, yeah.
I know Caden keeps coming across as like a little bit quiet. Could you maybe like crank Caden up a little bit?
I can't. You're the same audio track, so he'd need to crank his own input up.
Yeah, I'll turn my mic up a bit.
Okay, cool. We'll just go with that. That's fine.
Right.
Are we jingling, Tim?
Both up. We are, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 155 of the Quick Resume podcast. First podcast of 2025. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Exciting times. And guess what? I did all the notes. I made all the thumbnail. I'm organized. I've got a lot of shit going on in my life, and I still managed to get the notes done before today. And then 3 hours before the show goes live, fucking developer directs. Here's a brand new topic and thing that you're going to have to do. So anyway, whipped that together. Whipped a bacon sandwich together. I'm feeling good. We're feeling fresh now. So
I didn't do anything, and I've not eaten. So
that's okay, Ken. You're here because you are a very handsome guy, but you haven't eaten, and that is a shame.
Yeah.
No, that is a real problem.
He's gonna
and he watched me eat a bacon sandwich. Like he must be feeling extreme anger.
Man's gonna drop off. Should we make like a prediction of what minute Caden will start to drop off?
What minute are we on now?
0.5.
Yeah. Good.
So today we're hoping to talk to you about the Developer Direct, which has just been announced, and really to make some predictions for the year 2025. We did this last year. It was fun. We all sucked. The only real takeaway thing that we got from last year was that Caden managed to guess Indiana Jones, like out of nowhere. Like bearing in mind, this time last year, none of us knew that Indiana Jones like really existed. Like we saw the original teaser. Caden somehow knew. So keep your eye on this one.
I've got a sneaking suspicion for this year as well.
I do, yeah. Okay, well, I should have to stick around and find out what's going on. So we'll start with what we've been playing because I've been busy. I don't know about you guys. So who wants to go first? Raise your hand.
Looks like we've all been pretty busy, right?
I'll go
please
first.
go. Please.
I'll raise
love
my
that.
hand. Yeah. So a couple of things. I finished Metaphor, so that was I finished it on I think it was the 2nd of January, quite early afternoon. So I'm gonna say I finished it in 2024 because I would have finished it in 2024 had I not needed to just do a load of family stuff, and I just got caught grinding a little bit because endgame final boss fucking skill check, Jesus Christ.
Really, yeah.
So yeah, I finished that, and obviously I'm gonna count it into my 2024. So I don't want to bring that into 2025. I completed it within like 30 hours of entering the year. And yeah, like super good. I've loved it throughout the entire playthrough. My opinions haven't really changed on it. The ending was really good. I thought it did a really good job at sort of just wrapping up the story. You could, like I feel like as you're playing through it, you can kind of see how it would end a little bit. There were some twists in there for like the characters involved and stuff like that, but like in terms of the actual overall ending, that wasn't too much of a shock. But yeah, overall they just kind of nailed it. I thought Luis was like a really good villain, like one of the best villains I've seen in a video game for quite a while. I'm just trying to think of another like
No
really...
nomination though. That's kind of
no,
no
yeah, no,
metaphor nominations.
yeah, that's kind of
For voice
crazy.
acting.
Yeah, for voice acting, yeah, because voice acting was really good in that game. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like some were better than others. Like I feel like the Stroll voice actor kind of popped off. Like he put like
He was great. Yeah.
he put like a lot of effort into his lines and stuff like that. Like quite a lot of like emotion and stuff like that. Like when he's shouting or like angry or upset or whatever, a bit more than others. And Louise especially. So, but yeah, super good game. Like easy 9 out of 10 for me.
9.25.
No, I'm just gonna stick with a
9.
flat 9. Yeah, I do think obviously like the length of it. I do love JRPGs and stuff like that, but I feel like when you're approaching like I think I beat it at like 100 hours. Like that's a little bit too long. So like it could have been trimmed down a little bit. And but yeah, no, super good. I do think that Final Fantasy Rebirth still pipped the game of the year for 2024 for me there. So close between the two though. But I just feel like Final Fantasy Rebirth, I just had more fun with everything else the game had to offer outside of the main story, like side quests and side content and the mini games inside Rebirth were just they were like games within games. It's insane. If you guys ever play it, you'll know what I mean.
I've seen a lot of like that's like quite a big thing the reviewers mentioned.
Yeah.
Like they've put all this like proper care into all these side games, and then you don't touch it ever again.
Yeah, or you could literally just not touch them at all. Like it's crazy. They are literally like fully fledged, like developed mini games within the game. Like really like multi-layered and deep and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy. And I loved all that.
So like
sort of
can I
stuff.
just throw something out there for a second? Because I'm interested to hear what you think. There's other game titles that are like really are well known for having like lots of mini games like within the game. I like Assassin's Creed, I would say, is one of them. I'm just interested here, like, to you, is the fact that they're just there a merit to the game, or does it like add to the game, or is it just that it's well paced and well executed? Like it's you can take part in it, and it's different enough from the main essence of the game that it's like, a nice break, and it's well executed, so it's fun enough to get lost in. Or like, I'm just curious what you think about that, because having lots of games within a game to me wouldn't necessarily be a merit to the game. But if you're saying, well, no, it adds to it, I would just like to hear if that's the case. How does it add to it? I'm curious.
Yeah, no, I would say it's definitely along the well executed and just well paced sort of like thing about it, because it's just they were just really well made. They were just like really fun, like super, like they were like in depth and like multi-layered. Like there was this one like almost like a I don't know, like a tower defense or like a siege kind of mini game where all your units are like advancing forward up the map, as well as enemy units, and you meet in the middle and you kill and you push up and you have to get to their base to destroy it, sort of thing. And you spawn in your soldiers, your archers, your heroes and stuff like that, and you have to like time it at specific events to counter the things they're spawning in. And it's just super fun, and it just gets like, the more you do of them as well, the more things you unlock. So you unlock like more characters and more units to play, and the bosses and the armies that you fight change and stuff like that. And then they got a whole card game baked into the game itself, Queen's Blood, which is really good.
Is it auto? Is it like an idol? The what you were describing?
It just goes.
You position them, and then it's an idol. That's exactly Jedi Survivor has that as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, that'd be interesting.
And you unlock the creatures which you kill. So like if you find a new creature and you go on the side quest to kill them, then they become available to use in the minigame.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Jedi Survivor did it then, because I really enjoyed that in Rebirth. I thought it was like a really fun, like, change of pace. And not only are the mini games just fun, but the side quests also just like unearth like a story behind them themselves. Like, you collect these relics and you're like building, you like unlock every time you collect a relic, you unlock like a memory and a vision, and then it all kind of comes together at the end. And you meet this cool like character that you've been chasing the whole time, which is in like the Final Fantasy lore, and you beat him and you get him as a summon or whatever. Like, there's actual like a story arc to it as well. And they're just super good, man. Like, so much development time went into just doing those, as well as just having a really sick, fully fledged, amazing single player game as well. Like, it's kind of crazy to think, like, if you can get into Rebirth, you'll understand the scale of that game, and it was pretty impressive. So
I'd like to.
Well, you might this year. Actually, that should be something I put. Yeah, we'll come back to that. But anyway, yeah. So Final Fantasy is still my game of the year for that. Metaphor was freaking fantastic though. Probably definitely the best Atlas game I played so far. So yeah, super good. And then recently I started Octopath Traveler 2 as well, because I want to get to that before it leaves Game Pass, because I've seen the first one like dip in and out of Game Pass. So I kind of want to just do number 2, because I heard it's just basically the first one but better. Do number 2. But they're not connected in any way, so you don't literally need to play the first one at all. Like, just 8 new characters, 8 new stories. You don't need to play the first one in any way. So that's really good. Super enjoying that. I like the first one as well, so having a great old cozy time with that. And then we've made Diablo. We can maybe talk a little bit about that. We haven't been playing for very long, to be fair, just maybe a handful of hours since we bought the Vessel of Hatred expansion. And then I recently started God of War with Tilly. We're sort of doing...
Which one are you playing?
Just the first one, because we want to do all of them. So we're doing like Wednesdays we have as like a game night, like a sort of date night, game night sort of thing. So we just started God of War, and then obviously we'll work through that and then do Ragnarok as well. Yeah, we kind of play it together. She kind of back seats and helps. And just
you owe me money.
The story. All right, man. We'll talk about it after the show. Yeah.
That's God of War. That's Ragnarok, and that's the DLC as well. What's it called? Valhalla.
Oh damn!
Definitely wasn't free.
Free?
Yeah, definitely wasn't free.
Yeah, yeah. That one was an £80 expansion.
Yeah.
And then to avoid me rambling on for the entire show, that's basically everything I've been playing. So yeah.
Awesome. Oh man, I hope you enjoy it. God of War 2018 is fucking an all-timer.
It already is such so good. I played it for like 2 hours, and it just still holds up. I was looking at it, I was like, this is from 2018. I was like, it looks incredible. Yeah. How is this 2018? But 7
but they
years
have given
old.
it a facelift, I think, for the PS5. I think.
Well, I'm playing like your Game of the Year edition, which I think it still says it's like PS4, but I can play it at 4K 60. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it must be like, I think maybe it could have been a PS4 Pro uplift, but I don't think the PS4 Pro could have handled 4K 60. So they must have done.
Yeah.
But man, and that opening as well. I mean, you've probably already seen it before you played the game, but the opening to God of War 2018 is also an all-timer. It's so good.
I mean, I have played the first couple of hours of the game. I just kind of dropped it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so entering sort of uncharted territory for me. That I haven't played now, so
it's good. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, still to me, like, to my taste, it's still the best third-person melee combat like ever.
What about Hellblade 2? Didn't you say in your tweet that Hellblade 2 was?
They're completely different.
Yeah, but I specifically remember Deck's tweet saying Hellblade 2 was the best third-person melee combat he's experienced.
Yeah, it is in terms of like the animation and everything, but in terms of like the combat experience, like the mechanics and everything, God of War is, Caden's right, sort of a little bit apples and oranges, I thought 2018 was a bit better than Ragnarok, but I'll be interested to hear what you think as well. Did you share that opinion, Caden? I can't remember if you thought,
I think it was much easier for God of War 2018 to be better in regards to the story. And then, in regards to building up that relationship, I think that's just the perfect foundation for a good game. Last of Us, God of War, of course. And then, obviously, Ragnarok is a fantastic game, but it's quite hard to top that, that whole journey you go on in God of War 1 in comparison to a new journey that you make. It's not quite the same. But
it's one of my few 10 out of 10s. God of War 2018.
Damn.
Was there anything we wanted to say? Tim touched on Diablo. Is there anything we wanted to say as a group about Diablo? Now we've kind of got into Vessel of Hatred.
It's early doors, isn't it? It's nice to go back onto an ARPG.
It's fun.
Not really touched one since, obviously, Diablo.
Easy breezy.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? There's can't really comment on it too much, but obviously we're all playing the new class, and the new class seems fun.
It's not wowing me though. The new class.
No,
it's good, and I like it, and I think obviously
we
Diablo,
are playing like a bunch of fucking idiots,
but I've had a look at the skills and stuff like that, and like thought about synergies and all that kind of stuff. Obviously Diablo starts when you hit the end game, when you hit max level. That's when it starts, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see. That my opinion might change, but I had more fun in the early doors and where we are now with Rogue and Sorcerer when I was playing those at the base game, personally. But
I agree with that. I agree.
I don't think so. I totally get you, and I probably share the opinion, but I don't think we'd be feeling that way if we were building properly. From what I can tell, just having a look at the skill tree, it seems like a really versatile class, which is the Spirit.
It has a bit of everything.
Spirit. It's got access to really everything. So I'm not surprised. One of you said that supposedly people are saying it's quite a powerful class, and I can see why. It has access to everything. The whole blue tree is allows you to apply vulnerable. Most classes are lucky if they have 1 or 2 skills that allow you to proc that. So let alone the other ones. But I think it's a really cool class so far. It is it does remind me why I find co-op expansions so annoying, because they release one character and then it's obviously we all want to play the new character, and it kind of it ruins the experience a little bit. And I know they've reworked some of the other classes as well, and that's cool and all, but it's just how these things work, But when we come back to it again in 2026, 2027 or whatever, there'll be 6, 7, 8 characters by that point. So it won't make a difference in the long run, but it's just one of those things. But yeah, having a good time so far. Caden, anything you wanted to reel off?
Yeah, I mean, over my Christmas period, I wasn't really playing anything big and scary. I was just bouncing through a lot of my ROG Ally games, so a lot of smaller games. So,
how's that thing treating you?
Fantastic. I think it's weird that people are like, "Oh, I'll play Cyberpunk or Witcher." I'm like, well, okay, sure, you probably can, but that's obviously not what it's there for. It's there to play your nice little fun little indie games that you commit, 10 hours to, and that's it done. So that's exactly what I've done with mine. So I've got quite a big selection of games I've been playing, 2 hours here, 2 hours there, a couple hours here kind of thing. So Kill Knight is kind of like a twin stick shooter, but it's really quite hard, lots of combos and timings with lots of different stuff. So that's been quite good fun. Raven's Watch, I don't know if you guys remember that, kind of like a co-op.
Yeah.
So that's been updated now. I think it's 1.0 now. So there's loads of different characters in that now. So that's really quite good fun.
Awesome.
Tactical Breach Wizards I've talked about before. That's really, really cool. All these different wizards with really dumb abilities, and
I've never heard of that game other than when you speak about it.
It's really, really fun.
But it sounds interesting.
Oh,
I just noticed that one on your list. I was literally looking to buy that in the sale, end of year sale, Redacted. It looked really fucking cool. It looks
really
awesome.
Quirky. It's got really funny kind of humor to it. It's basically like a prison escape, and you play a different prisoner each time. So essentially, there's a guy watching you escape, and you make funny commentaries, and you're trying to escape and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like a roguelike, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of Hades.
It's a Hades clone. It is a Hades clone. There's no denying it. You've got all your different doors with a different symbol above it, and it's go upgrade this, go upgrade that, bits and bobs.
Looks fun though.
But yeah, no, it is really, really good fun. Really cool art style. Quite interesting combat. So that's been a really fun one. Nice and easy one. Plucky Squire. I'm loving Plucky Squire. I think it's adorable. That's my if I want to
forgot about that game.
It's adorable. I'm really liking that.
That'll be a Game Pass game one day.
Yeah, it probably will be. And then moving on to, I guess, the game that I'm putting more time into. I'm still playing Smite 2. Literally the other day, I think it was yesterday, they released a new season, and I don't know if you guys are up to date with it at all. You probably not.
No.
But they're releasing what's called Aspects, which is essentially a rework of a God's kit in a weird way.
Right.
So, for example, Bacchus, my boy,
Yeah.
they've got it so that his one gets rid of his protections when he's drunk, but it turns his auto attack into a cleave.
Right.
And then it scales off of strength. So,
so they're kind of like skill trees you can choose before the end of the game, just like adapt
not
your
skill
character.
trees, but it's like a little thing you can tweak. So I'm trying to think of a god that you'll be aware of.
Yeah, like
Jack, for example.
Okay.
So his rain.
It's just a different
big,
variation of a
slow.
character.
Yeah,
so
a variant. His rain
yeah.
is a big, massive slow, but then his aspect is it turns into damage over time.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. Like it's.
And what you equip it
some characters
before the game, before you boot into the game, do you?
Yes, yeah. Before you,
okay.
Yeah. And it's the idea is that it changes roles for some characters completely. So back is obviously support, but then with this new cleave, you can play him in jungle and solo quite safely, quite comfortably.
That's interesting.
Other characters like Ra are like he now with his aspect he can now aim his ult and heal allies with his ult. So it's really interesting, really cool. So that's been good fun. I've still been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. That's my kind of brain dead shooter that I'm kind of playing at the minute. There's a big update coming for it tomorrow. Season 1.
Is that when we get the fuckable 4?
That's when we get the fuckable 4. One particularly more fuckable than the others, but
the thing.
Yeah, that's when. But have you seen the battle pass for that?
No.
The what?
Mate, that battle pass is cracked.
Oh yeah, dude, it looks fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
like
the
animations?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Like I don't know what these guys are getting paid or like how many hours they work, but the fucking animations, bro.
My prediction for 2025 is that it comes out the netties are using AI to crank out this stuff.
Yeah. It looks so good, man. If you watch the Battle Pass trailer deck, you'll get half chub, like for sure. The fucking animations are ridiculous.
And that's not even including the Fantastic Four, like we just said. There's new maps, there's new balance for different characters. Pretty sure there's some other shit as well. Like I think if they continue supporting the game like that, that's quite a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna come to that when that gets updated in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my games. And also my big single player game that I'm playing in a minute is Sun Wulong. Or Sun Wukong. I can't remember. That's great, really, really cool.
What is that? Sun Wulong. I've never heard of this.
Black Myth.
Oh, Black Myth Wukong. Okay. I was really confused. I was like, is he talking about Wolong or is he talking about Black Myth? You combined the two. I was like,
exactly right. Yeah. Black Myth. And that's obviously really, really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
What about you, Deck? Sitting there grinning.
Oh, also, I played Indie. I completely forgot to fucking talk about that.
I was talking about that now. Yeah. So Indie was the first big game I played after Metaphor. I think I was 30 something hours, I think, for my playthrough. I did all of the side quests, which is really interesting because I was watching some reviews and one of the there's been a lot of talk about how people really like how those quests have been executed because the quality bar is really high and they tie into the main story and everything. But I was watching a YouTuber who said they don't actually feel like side quests; they feel like optional main story quests. And I thought that is a really good way to describe them because that's exactly how it feels. It feels like they actually made more of a main story here and then tightened it up. So if you want to, you can just beeline the main story and get the important stuff. But there's loads of stuff on the side which is directly tied to the main story as well. But me and Tim have gone back and forth on this quite a lot in DMs and everything. But to keep it short, I thought this was great. This was really good. I was really pleased, given my expectations going in, for someone who doesn't love the character or the IP of Indiana Jones, it was still really fun. It is absolutely goated in how well they've captured the essence. I actually think this is probably the best video game ever made in terms of capturing a movie, the spirit of a movie. I think I've seen people even say this is the best Indiana Jones media we've ever gotten. It's better than any of the movies. And I watched the first one, I think maybe this time last year, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun 7.5. Whereas I think this is to me an 8.5. This was a really fun time. Writing was really good. Voss as the villain was really good as well. The combat was light, accessible, but it was funny. Mate, I can just pick up hammers and just lob them at Nazis' heads, and they like, they fall over. And like some of the animations on sneaking up on people, Tim, like with the sledgehammer under the nuts, hit them in the nuts, and you do like a proper two-handed swing, and their bodies go fucking flying. Like it's funny. Like you get into this tempo at times with the combat where it's kind of like an immersive sim, but light. Like there's no like advanced stuff. There's no like laying traps or anything. It's just the environment and punching Nazis and your whip. So you get into this rhythm at times where like Nazis are coming once every 15 seconds and you're just like scrambling. You're just like, whip that guy, get the hammer, throw it at that guy, get that mop and hit that guy, and you're just like really improvising. And like in those moments, the combat is really at its best because it's like, it's funny, it's frantic, it's not serious. It doesn't want you to take it seriously. And the puzzles were really good. It was stunning. I was just really, really happy with it. I when I saw the Open Critics score go up at 87, I was like, that's great. I'm glad that the media have enjoyed it and it's, whatever brownie points for Xbox, but I doubt I'm going to enjoy it this much. I did. It was really a good time. And I think it really shows the chops of Machine Games being able to pull something off like this. And like, let's not forget, like Todd Howard as the director, like he pitched this like 15 years ago. And it's only recently that Disney were like, yeah, all right, fine. But super enjoyed this. I would really highly recommend it to anyone who likes fun single player games. And if you're an Indiana fan, like this must be an absolute wet dream. This must be a dream come true. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Really good time.
Nice.
I'll certainly give it a look when I've got another quiet period because there's obviously a busy Feb coming up. So
yeah,
busy Feb. Although Assassin's Creed just got pushed. Did you see that?
What is in?
No,
delayed,
it's got delayed into March. Yeah,
okay.
They're scared of Avowed, bruv. They're scared.
Yeah, totally. It's definitely not Ubisoft just polishing their buggy ass game.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely not Ubisoft. Literally, the entire organization hinging on this one single release.
Yeah,
I think it might be.
It's ever since Sea of Thieves, really, isn't it? Like ever since then, it's just they've not done anything correctly.
Are you referring to Skull and Bones? Did you just refer? Did you just mistake Sea of Thieves as Skull and Bones?
I used pirates and it's boring. So same thing.
Fair enough.
Touche. Yeah, well, that, and then obviously we had Star Wars Outlaws, didn't it? Which like seemed to underperform like pretty drastically. So they're apparently in a bit of a money pit at the moment. But yeah, I would really recommend it, Kane. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I will.
And I think it serves as a nice springboard. Like if I don't doubt they're going to be doing a sequel now, like with how well it's performed, and it's having good lasting power as well. Like it's hanging around in the Xbox most played charts, which I think is a good indication that people are like playing it a lot on Game Pass. So yeah, we're probably going to get a sequel. I reckon if they tweak a couple of things here and there, like a little bit of technical scrub ups, because there were a couple of bugs here and there, like a bit of technical inconsistencies at times, which just bring it down. But if they scrub that up, get a little bit more layers onto the combat, I think we're looking at like a really good sequel here that could really bring people in.
Yeah, for sure.
I finished Sifu. That was great. Not going to talk about that for very much, but that was cracking. Loved that. Big 8.5 from me. Didn't like the bosses so much, but liked it otherwise. Doom Eternal. Went back and did the Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2. I bought that like 2 years ago on a good discount, and I've finally gone back to do that. And I'm glad I have, because we've just had the developer direct to like Dark Ages announced. So I've been wanting to get around to that for ages. I'm glad I did. I'd give both of them a solid 8. Story, fucking hated the story, which is annoying because I was saying to you guys that I quite liked actually where the story was picking up and going in the base game. There was like, it started introducing the Sentinels and like this heavenly force a little bit, and then the DLC they kind of gave up. They were like, let's just wrap this shit up. the final boss is Doom guy with red eyes. It sucks horse shit, and he's just in a mech. Like the fight was good, the combat is good and great throughout, and also they started to rely a little bit too heavily on like rock paper scissors gameplay. And I think I've spoken to you guys about this before.
That's always been Doom, though, isn't it? Like the Mancubus has always been the shoot his arms off with this gun, or it's the crabby boys you shoot.
No. There's definitely layers of effectiveness depending on what gun you're using, but like there is combat expression. Like if I want to blow that guy up with my double barrel, I can blow that guy up with my double barrel. Like they introduced like 4 or 5 different enemies in the DLC where they were like, you have to use this mod on this gun at this time to use it. And I was like, oh. So like I don't get to use what gun I want to use. I just have to use this when I see this. Like I feel like with that sort of gameplay, I think I've spoken to you guys about this before. Like I think when games go too far with that, when it's like X is the solution to Y, it really takes away from my agency. Like I don't get to use the thing I want to use anymore. I just have to use the thing you're telling me to use, and that kind of sucks. Like I always, it's why I always liked Monster Hunter's approach to it, because there's like layers of weakness. Like I can use ice, and that might not be optimal, but it will still be okay. You know, it's a slightly different circumstance because there's an economy in that game, so it's like. But you see my point. Like I think it could lend a little bit too heavily into that. So anyway, I'll give that a nice 8. I finished Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons off. That was fun. Don't have much to say there. Good time. I understand why everybody enjoyed the ending so much. And I just started Glee.
Sorry, Glee. Glee, the video game.
Glee, the video game. Yeah.
Nice.
And that game is fucking stunning. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's like I'm walking through an art gallery, like an isometric.
And you start unlocking more and more colors. You're just like, oh.
Yeah, it's bonkers, man. It's really cool. And the music is absolutely gorgeous. I unlocked the blue color, and it like intentionally the music is very like serene. And I was like, the baby was having a nap the other day, and I was like, what would happen if I just closed my eyes? And I just had like a 20-minute nap to the sound of Green.
Nice.
It was a really good time. Yeah. Yeah. That's everything. And it's not actually. We've been playing Balatro. Balatro still fucking rocks. I've almost done all of the thing on the first deck, Caden. All of the what's it called? The antes.
Oh really?
I'm like 4 off. I've got like 4 decks. No, what they call 4 antes left on the first deck. Yeah.
Do you just keep spamming the same deck? Because I just change deck every time usually.
Yeah, I'm just spamming the same deck. I figured I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and complete all of them on the first one and just see what that's like.
Fair.
Yeah, so good. Okay, 40 minutes in. I think we're done with what we've been playing.
It's been a few weeks since we obviously did the poddy, so we've been doing quite a lot.
Oh yeah. So guys, we were lucky enough today to be blessed with the announcement of a developer direct coming January the 23rd. So that's 2 weeks from today. And actually, I don't know if you guys had noticed, but it's podcast time in 2 weeks. So if we can really set up, we can really live stream it. Yeah, starts at 6 GMT.
Wait, when's this? What? The developer direct?
23rd, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. GMT. Perfect.
When's the 23rd? What day is that? Is that a Thursday?
Thursday.
That just said it's 2 weeks away.
Wow, that's incredible. 2 weeks away on the dot.
That's good, isn't it? Yeah. 2 weeks away on the dot. So if we can be organised, that would be great. We could do a little live stream. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I'm yeah, totally up for that.
Sweet. I guess I'll have to get to work on OBS. But yeah.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate your sacrifice.
I'll help.
All right. Sweet. You can download it. I'll send you over the scenes. Thanks, man.
Yeah. That's fine, man. Pretty sure I'm busy that day.
Why would you offer if you were busy?
So, when you sent over the screenshot, Caden, I saw it at a glance, and I was like, "What is this shit?" I was like, "What is going on?"
You're right.
Well, because at a glance, like the little picture of Doom, the id, like that doesn't really look like Doom. Am I crazy? That doesn't look like.
You said you thought it was Greedful. Imagine.
Yeah,
Xbox are like, we got Greedful, everyone. We got.
I was like, what is this
spiders?
Shit?
They're ours.
Yeah. Fucking Greedful. But to be fair, in my defense, it just says Sandfall Interactive. It doesn't say Expedition 33 anywhere on that artwork.
I had to confirm it was, but yeah, it is. We'll get onto that in a bit. But
I knew right from the get go it was. The protagonist is so fucking attractive, dude. He's like the hottest guy I've ever seen. He's insane. Have you seen him? He's like a combination of like
just Ben Starr, isn't he?
Who's that? No, there's someone who
quite a famous voice actor, isn't it? Or actor anyway, isn't it?
Who?
Who? I don't know.
kind of reminds me of
Charlie
a
Cox
combination
is
of,
in this
like,
game.
Oscar
So Andy
Isaac.
Serkis.
Yeah.
And Ben Starr, who is Clive, isn't he, from Final Fantasy 16?
Clive. Yeah.
Second.
Clive from Tekken.
So once I had like calmed down and my eyes actually like focused on the photo on the picture, I realized, okay, so we got Doom Dark Ages, we got South of Midnight, we got Expedition 33, and then we've got question mark
a glitch.
So we got a big glitch. So like you guys talk to me. What we thinking? What we thinking about this? Is this like looking good on paper?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, these are 3 games I'm going to play. So, like, sometimes there's always like a Civ 6 or like a game I don't really care about, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm glad it's there, but I don't really care much. These 3 I'm going to play, so I'm very excited to see more of them. The 4th one could be anything. I mean, obviously we'll start spitballing in a bit, but just those 3 games in a showcase for me is huge. So I'm certainly very excited.
I'm definitely glad not to see Avowed there. Like, we've seen
I think it's for the
Avowed.
best, isn't it?
Yeah, we've seen enough Avowed. It's fine.
Good.
Let it come out. We know it looks
I also
good.
feel like they got such goodwill like from the preview that they could only damage that. Like they couldn't. It's like a glass trophy. Like I just feel like you really couldn't make that any better.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like Expedition 33 is probably like one of my most anticipated games of the year. But in terms of the developer direct, I think I probably would have rather have seen something else like take the spotlight here, something a bit more Xbox, obviously studio orientated, like Outer Worlds 2 or something like that. And I know you're thinking Outer Worlds 2 might be the glitch one. It might be, but I also don't think it is because we've seen gameplay of that. They dropped a pretty nice trailer for it. They wouldn't be like keeping it a secret like that. So but yeah, like I'm buzzed that it's Expedition, don't get me wrong, but like the Outer Worlds 2 is like, you know, it's an Obsidian title, you know, it's an Xbox studio, maybe it should be there instead, but it'd be interesting to see what it means for Expedition 33 because I put in my the 2025 predictions, like now I've seen that, does that mean it's Games Pass? Question mark?
Yeah,
it is. Okay. Is it always been Games Pass? Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I just knew it was just on all platforms. I didn't know it was coming.
That's why everyone was creaming at the showcase because everyone was like, "What the fuck is this? This is so cool!" And then it splashed up Game Pass at the end, and we're like, "Yo, what the fuck? What was that?"
Oh, I don't remember that for some reason. Maybe I just blanked that out. I know the showcase
was so loaded.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm quite excited to see it, and obviously the what's that, South of Midnight, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
How are you feeling about South of Midnight?
Me?
Yeah.
I think less so excited than you two. It's not like I wouldn't say it's like my like kind of game as much as it appeals to you two. But I'm pretty damn excited for it. Yeah, I'd say like hype scale, I'm at like an 8, 7.5, an 8. Like it looks pretty fun. It looks really unique. So I'm just not sure about the combat is my just big question mark in that game. But
cool. Well, to be fair, I think if they've been listening, they will have heard that feedback and they'll take this opportunity to really like emphasize that. And I know they've been posting clips on Twitter for like the last since the reveal in the showcase, and they're showing off like more and more of the complexity to the combat. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't like a God of War in terms of mechanical depth, but there are abilities there like pulls and pushes and stuns and all of that. So if they can persuade us, you know, the audience, that there is enough there to keep it fun and fresh and have decent expression, then I think they'll consider that a job done. I think we are probably all expecting that the focus of the game is on the story and maybe the movement and maybe the narrative in the world. Exactly,
for sure.
I think we probably kind of all already know that, but as long as it's competent and, you know, there's like there's enough there to chew on, then I think we'll probably all be happy.
Yeah, I just hope they don't rely on the whole novelty of the fact of its graphic style and just like that stop motion, and that's kind of just all they lean into, and then it's shallow in everything else. Like, I get that that's unique, but like you need to have other things too. So
Yeah, it depends. It depends what they're going for. And I would say, by the looks of it, there hasn't, like, it seems to be like arena combat. If you see what if you know what I'm saying, like you go into an area and then it closes off, and now you're fighting. That would say to me that there is at least some emphasis on combat. Whereas if I think about something like Hellblade, where there is very visceral combat, it's all one-on-one encounters, it's all cinematic. Like that is the purpose of that, is to immerse you and make you feel like you're in the fight. That I'm not getting the same impression from South of Midnight. It looks like it does want you to be challenged in an arena. So, we'll see. It's up to them to make that feel like it's coming together. But if they've been listening, hopefully they'll take that opportunity to persuade someone like you who's still a bit on the fence.
For sure.
What about, like, we haven't really spoken about Doom in all of this. I mean, I know I'm just coming off the Ancient Gods, but is that because it's just a given?
Yeah, like shit, like it's gonna be so fun, man. Like I feel like this is the Doom I could probably like the most. I don't know. I feel like I'm just digging the vibes of this one a lot more.
It's just fresh, isn't it? Like obviously, Doom. When you think of Doom, you're like Mars and demons. You're like,
yeah,
cool, sorted. But now this is
now I'm like swords, dragons,
there was fucking
and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You're such a little medieval boy, though, Tim. So this is right. This is really going to tickle your nuts.
I do love medieval and high fantasy and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I do feel like this is the one that's definitely checking my boxes more than the others. And I still really liked the others. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped to see more of this. Plus, I just think he's the coolest he's ever looked as well. Like he just looks insane. Like. Add a cape.
I want that figure. I imagine that as like a 12-inch figure or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I just wish there was like a third person mode in this game now, weirdly. Just so I could see him.
Just to check him out.
Fuck you.
No, just so I could just see him. Just do all this shit. Just
do the emote.
Yeah, do some flossing. Yeah.
Can't wait to do some Fortnite. Oh.
Yeah. Because I remember when we this is one of the things that I would argue that we were most excited to see coming into the showcase in June, and we were talking about it, because I think there was rumors it was going to be a prequel, and I remember saying, like, man, on the day out we had to the theme park, Matt, Doom guy's gonna go fucking silly nuts if he's like wearing medieval armor. And then they pulled around and panned around, and a fucking shield comes out, and he's got this like God of War ass wolf cape on. Oh my god!
Yeah,
and then like I said, I've just got the trailer on in the background now, but like it was just a really great trailer. They seem to have added things mechanically which are much more up my alley as well. They seem to, by the looks of it, they've taken the pace off. I don't know what the original Doom games were like in terms of pacing. I have played a bit of like Doom, the older ones on Xbox, like just because I'm like interested.
It was just quite dash and climb. That was all the kind of. It was just shoot, dash and climb, and that was.
But Doom Eternal is very quick. Like it's like kind of on steroids. Like really when you're playing it, it's like. It's mental.
I had to turn motion blur off immediately in that game. I was feeling so sick. Like 10 minutes in, I was like.
I think, I'm not sure if this is like the pervasive opinion, but like I think Doom Eternal is quicker than Doom 2018.
Yeah.
I think
there's a lot more shit going on. Yeah, a lot more enemy variety as well.
I think here, like they've taken the pace off it intentionally, and we know that not just by watching it, but also like. The zones seem to be more open just from what we've seen. Maybe that was just, selective, and that isn't the case. There is a parry. Like if you think about your bumpers in Doom Eternal, you've got your flamethrower. So you're like running around, paint everyone in flames, and then fling your grenade. So you're basically, the systems just encourage you to keep moving and keep spamming stuff out to like get your resources back. If you don't have a flamethrower in Dark Ages and instead you have a shield for parrying, like you can already think about how that's going to affect like the tempo of the game. You're like waiting for someone to attack, parry, now I get ammo back, now I shoot, you're going to attack, parry, so you can kind of see how that's going to work. And then he throws it out like Captain America, and he rips it like a Beyblade. Oh, dude.
It's like, Beyblade, dude.
They've really
like,
done the thing here, haven't they?
But yeah, I do think that's why they've done it, is for that reason, for like the parrying and that defensive aspect that can also be, defensive being defensive is your best offensive sometimes. Like, I think that's kind of what they're going for. Because yeah, if they kept the same pace as Doom Eternal, there wouldn't be any like skill to it. It would just be like so fucking random, and everything's so fast that you can't possibly read to react to then do the parry. It would just be like, I guess I just press it every now and again, and maybe I deflect one of the million projectiles that's coming at me from every which angle. So yeah, that's probably why they've done that. But yeah, I just think, and also because they've done that, I think they can just play around with like just dial up the style factor a lot more as well, and just have a lot more like interesting like weapons and animations and all that kind of stuff. I feel like they could definitely go to town with all that.
Yeah, and I like even just watching the gameplay through again the trailer. One of the things that I found kind of disappointing about the Ancient Gods DLC is that there was no new weapons, no new anything really. There was some new enemy variants. I think there was 1 or 2 new enemies total, but like there was no new gun to play around with. Whereas I'm looking at this and like other than the double barrel, which is like like iconic double barrel. Everything is new. There's that gun that like crushes the skulls and shoots out like in an AoE.
Yeah.
And then there's like a rail gun which actually pins people to the wall, and there is actually, I hadn't realized, but there is actually like full on blocking, like not just parrying, like you're sitting there like just soaking up bullets. So like again, gives you a real sense of how that is going to work into the speed of the game, which I hope is a bit more like slow and deliberate, and that's certainly how it looks. So it feels like a bit of a slam dunk, to be honest.
I think it could be one of the highest review games of the year. Like, I think it could be up there with like your GTA 6 and like your Monster Hunter Wild and stuff like that. I think it could be the contender for one of the highest rates of the year. Yeah.
The only hesitancy is that Mick Gordon is no longer doing the composing.
That breaks my heart. Breaks my heart.
And the thing is, I'm not actually a massive fan of the Doom soundtrack. I like it, but it's just not my thing. I'm hearing it, I'm like, this is kind of loud.
That's exactly what I want. When I'm crushing a demon's face, I want this loud. I'm sorry, but that's
you don't want to crush a demon's face to the Grease soundtrack.
Yeah, you don't want Kylie Minogue. Come on.
No, I don't. No. I want this to be like an actual like OST I can put on my phone and be like work out to or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do recognize that Mick Gordon has legacy, and those are big boots to fill. So hopefully, whoever, I don't know if we know who's coming in to do that, but I wish them the best in filling those boots.
Eternal, was he, Mick Gordon? Or he was a little bit.
I don't know.
Fully, no. That was, I think the DLC was, there was an issue with Mick Gordon, obviously from 2018 to Doom Eternal. I think he only did like half of the soundtrack or something like that. So yeah.
Okay.
We have not talked about the mystery boy yet, have we? We've touched on everyone else, but we've not really talked about the mystery guy.
No, so it's worth me mentioning here because I heard us getting a bit tangled just before we sort of like propel into the conversation. So on the Xbox Wire post, it says, and we'll have a 4th game and visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game.
Oh.
This is a new announcement. We don't know what this is.
Oh, okay.
So it's not going to be Outer Worlds. It's not going to be Fable. It's not going to be
Gears. That's what would have been my guess.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the do you think it's the like one of the projects they announced but never really gave like a name for? Like what was that steampunky one?
You mean Clockwork Revolution?
Yeah. Because don't a lot of those just have there was a couple that just had like project names though. That's where they were.
No, I think most of them have been announced these days. Clockwork Revolution did get a reveal like a couple years back.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what other ones you're thinking of. Maybe like Contraband did have a code. We spoke about it in a code name years ago, but has since been revealed. There are a couple of projects that we know of that we're not sure where we're at. Like, for example, we know Xbox is working with People Can Fly, so the guys who did like Gears of War Judgment back in the day, Outriders, Bulletstorm. They're signed on to do a game with Xbox, and we know that was signed last year. I don't know how far into development.
Could it be like the Kojima game, maybe?
I would say it's already been revealed, so probably not.
Okay, really? even though they literally just brought him on stage and he said, "I'm making a game," and everyone clapped him.
Yeah.
That
It's
counts.
just it says it's a brand. It's I don't know. It just says it's a brand new game. I wouldn't put my money on it being.
I think
that.
that's a bit under Kojima. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair.
Yeah, I don't think his game would be on a developer direct.
Yeah. I'm not going to be fucking chopped liver on your shitty January show.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my prediction, because I was going to say it was fucking. I was thinking it could be Neverwild, but if it's something that obviously we've never ever seen.
Yeah. My speculations. I'll just throw things out to you. What I've listed in the document. I've said Playground Games with Forza Horizon 6. Double Fine with something. Kiln or something else. ZeniMax Online Studio with their new MMO. That shit's got to be ready to go. Like
That's
anytime
true.
soon.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
My only hesitancy about that is that that's for sure going to be a multi-plat release on day one because it's going to be an MMO. So maybe they'd want a bigger stage to present that. Maybe they would want to present that at the Game Awards or even a showcase or Summer Game Fest, maybe. You know, I'm not sure, but I think the timing for that feels right. So does a new game from Double Fine, given that Psychonauts came out in 2021. We're now in 2025, and I know they have different teams there. We know Toys for Bob. So this is the team that makes Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. They spun off from Activision after Xbox acquired them, but then they made an agreement with Xbox to publish their first new game, whatever that new game is. If they are lending the IP out to them to do Spyro and Crash again, or if they're doing something new, don't know.
Well, they did Crash 4, so a brand new Spyro game would certainly not be like. I can see that being a thing.
Off the cards. Yep.
Yeah.
Possible.
Maybe Spyro when he's a big boy.
Yeah. Big boy Spyro. Yeah. Spyro of War.
He's the dragon in Doom Dark Ages.
Oh, yeah.
Crossover.
And my last thing would be Killer Instinct 2. Like, I just think that shit's got to have been cooking. That shit has to have been cooking. We know Iron Galaxy got booted out of Embracer. I think I'm remembering that right. And Xbox were immediately like, you get back over here, you work on Killer Instinct. And we know that because they did an anniversary update for Killer Instinct, didn't they? And that was a couple years back now. Like, I wonder if that was them just getting their feet wet. If that was Xbox saying, look, put that together. If that goes well, we'll give you a contract to whip us up a Killer Instinct 2.
Did it go well? Can't remember.
It was received positively.
Did it make quite a splash? I can't actually remember. Like in
Probably
terms
not,
of
because
popularity.
the fighter genre has been very, very busy recently.
It's a completely free update as well, so it's not like they would have gained money or anything like that. I guess it was
but just in terms of traction, like interest, really.
It was completely well received. Yeah, absolutely. The whole FGC loved it. Yeah, nice. But okay. I mean, if this showed up, I'll be going insane if it shows up. I don't believe it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be.
I think it could be. I actually had that in my long shot list. Funny enough, for 2025 predictions, so it kind of fits. It could be, and it's a nice fit for a developer direct as well. Like it doesn't need to be on a massive, big, fat stage. But just like a little darling project and revival of something people thought might not be coming back. So, yeah.
Maybe. It's to be fair, like I'm not sure because I reckon any Killer Instinct 2 we see is probably going to be multi-plat day one. So I guess there's two directions. Either they treat it as a smaller project and they're like, this is a legacy title, it's for Xbox fans. We know this isn't going to reach a massive audience because we're just going to make it Xbox and PC. Enjoy. Or they say, no, this is a big boy. You all loved Killer Instinct 2013. Look at how fucking amazing it looks. Look how crazy this looks. This is launching day one on all platforms because we want it to get a good, audience and good community to really keep it alive. I think. And if it's the latter, then I think they would maybe want to reveal it on a bigger.
KI2 has to be multi-platform. Like it cannot release purely on Xbox PC, that's suicide for a fighting game nowadays because the entire fighting game community is pretty much on PlayStation and PC. So if you just release it on Xbox and PC, you're eliminating a huge portion of what people play fighting games on. Like even at tournaments and stuff, like people would not play on Xbox. It's that simple. So it needs to be multiplayer.
Yeah. Plus, every game Xbox releases is multiplayer these days, isn't it? So South of Midnight would be multiplayer. You watch.
We don't know, do we?
That's quite the thing to throw out there.
It will. I bet you it will. Not immediately, but it'll have an indie treatment.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that the expectation is that everything will now. At some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, but Joaquin has given you a lot of shit in the chat.
Oh, is he actually? No, I can't see the chat. What's he chirping about? Come on, give it to me. I can take it.
He's telling you to stop eating your boogers now that it's 2025. Oh. He says Tim has a bad mustache.
It's not a mustache, it's a beard. If it joins, it's just part of the beard. Right? Am I insane? Or is that not correct?
I mean, I don't really think it matters.
I think it does. I think a moustache is just.
I said you could take it.
Something. Yeah, it's true. I immediately fucking bit the bait. Anyway.
Yeah. How can I have a bad mustache if I don't have one? It's a beard, dickhead. You got it wrong. You got the name wrong.
Ban him. Ban him.
What's he said here? When Deck talks, it reminds me that he should have been in the British Office show.
All right.
That's a compliment, I think.
Is it?
No, Joaquin never does compliments.
That's true, actually.
He's being mean in some way.
Yeah. He also said Tim never knows shit.
What the fuck? You know what?
He's really going in on you. Yeah.
You know what? It's fine. You know, New Year. He's clearly not done the New Year, New Me thing because he's still a dickhead. So,
yeah. Whereas you have, and you're very humble. And you take
exactly. I just, behind me, I just don't rise to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You never bite. I never bite. Now, of course, we are forgetting secret option number 3, where, of course, Xbox could just reveal some bullshit like they did last year, where they were like, oh, by the way, our surprise is Visions of Mana. It's already been announced. It's already been announced for Xbox. It's not on Game Pass. It's just another trailer.
But it's brand new.
Was that actually... No, but was that a secret reveal? As in,
the Visions of Mana thing was like a one more thing. Yeah, it wasn't planned for the Direct. Yeah. And that was hype. I want to buy that game. I almost bought it on sale the other day.
It wasn't hype.
No, it's not.
Well, it's not hype for you. It's hype for other people.
No, it's not. It's not. It was already announced. It wasn't a reveal. It wasn't a Game Pass reveal. It wasn't an Xbox reveal. It was nothing.
Yeah, but it was Xbox getting more chummy with JRPGs, which is a great thing.
But they'd already been announced. That wasn't news.
And now, look where we are now. Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out February 10th.
Ooh, let's go. I hate that I feel like I'm asking for scraps. Fucking sucks.
What, when it comes to Final Fantasy? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You are. Like,
please, sir. Can you just drop it off the table? I'll eat it off the floor, I promise.
Yeah,
I'll even clean up after myself.
We'll give you this fucking 2017 game, £70, please.
Yeah, yes, full price. You'll have it and you'll like it.
Yeah, you're welcome. God, we're nice people.
Christ. Well, what do you guys think? Any other ideas for our mystery question mark announcement here? Or do you think we've run through the things? What's our lock-in? What are we locking? I guess we don't have to do that right now. I guess we've got...
I'm locking in Killer Instinct.
I guess if I was putting my money on it, I probably would say ZeniMax. I'm hesitant because I do think they would want to show it on a bigger stage, but there's no reason it's not like coming out at the end of the year and then they do a bigger showing.
Exactly. Well, they have more gameplay to show and stuff like that. They'll put it on a bigger stage, but maybe the initial announcement. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. Yeah, I don't keep my ear to the ground in terms of like these unannounced projects and things people are working on and stuff like that too much. You know, I don't go that deep. So, yeah.
But it definitely could also just be something small, because by the looks of it, Doom is the headliner here. Like they've said on the reveal, on the article, that Doom is getting a full game reveal. So that's the headliner. Like, I don't know if they want another massive game they're taking away from it. So maybe it is just something smaller. Maybe like it is Double Fine or it is Toys for Bob just showing off something little.
It's really annoying because I kind of would just like it to be just something that we already know, and I just want to get a release date for, like Towerborn or something like that. Like it's kind of annoying me. I feel like I don't need another announcement. Just tell me when all this other shit you promised me is coming out. I don't need something new. It's kind of annoying.
Can't help it. But that's what really confuses me about this. The fact that usually most years they have 4 games as a lineup and then they do a secret 5th thing. This year they're doing 3 announcement and then a secret 4th thing. Like I wonder if they're doing a secret 5th thing as well. Like I just, they must know that by announcing a secret, that's going to generate conversation and hype. So the other side, the other side of the coin is like, I think they would be silly to line up something small for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. If it doesn't leak, we'll see.
Especially coming off the back of that Visions of Mana thing, like that's, you can't really top that. So
that was a waste of my time. Why for so long as well?
It's because it's a good game.
I've been invaded by a fox.
Oh God.
Hey, buddy, you okay?
What's his take?
What do you think, Fox? Hey. Hey, come here. Do you want to say hi to Tim?
Yeah, not Caden. Just Tim.
Who's that? Tim, who is that in our chat?
Oh my God, I thought it was just us two. Hang on, let me get rid of him.
Hey, it's dinner time.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah.
Go, Fox. Go, Mum. All right, cool.
Cheeky boy.
Okay. We've done I think we've probably covered all we need to about the developer direct, haven't we? We've got like next week, if nothing leaks or whatever, to talk about it. So I guess let's move on to our predictions for like the back half of the show. I have other stories down for today, but as per usual, it's no big deal if we don't get round to them. I suppose I maybe just because we've been talking about Doom, let me just inject this before we go into the predictions here. Did you guys see that there was the secret level writers pitched a Doom Halo crossover, and Microsoft said no, thank you.
What? No.
Yeah, you didn't see that news.
Why would you say no thank you to that? Sounds freaking insane.
Yeah, so there was a lot of mixed feelings about this when it was revealed, but on paper that sounds fucking cool, doesn't it? Like just a bit of fun, a bit of like wicked action of Master Chief and Doom teaming up for like a 15-minute, animated short. That would be fun for sure.
That would be really fun.
And it turns out, sorry, go on, Ken.
I was just trying to think a bit from a logical perspective in regards to like, are they fighting each other? Are they on the same team? Because as far as I know, a Doom guy kills bad guys.
Yeah, Chief probably gets crushed, doesn't he, if that happens?
Yeah, Chief doesn't win that. Yeah, Chief would just be like, what? I can't even, like, he's so far away. Oh, he's in me.
My spine is on my is the outside.
No words. He didn't say anything. I'm in half.
I feel like, I don't know though, because I feel like the way you would pitch that, if they were going to be like fighting each other, the way you would pitch that would be like Batman versus Superman. That's what I'd be thinking anyway.
The Doom guy doesn't have a weakness, as far as I'm aware.
it's true.
Be kind of fucked.
But so we should say, should acknowledge as well, Valve also turned down a Half-Life episode, so it wasn't just Xbox. And of course, the show didn't do that well, really, actually.
I think it
No.
did solid sevens, right? It was just solid sevens all round.
I don't actually. It's a good point. I haven't looked at. I don't really know that many overall scores. I just know that a lot of people were saying that most of it was quite bad. Actually, some of them were like stand out as decent, like the Space Marine one. People I know were quite fond of. The Unreal Tournament one, and maybe the Pac-Man one. I think people were quite fond of as well.
Yeah, I've heard mostly negative reception about it.
Yeah,
more so than positive.
They just had no like, cause obviously it's an anthology, isn't it? So obviously they were completely unassociated, and it's what 20 minutes long, not that long.
I think so. Yeah.
So you can't really cram that much in it, other than if people have been saying it's just like a CGI trailer essentially, or whatever it is, which I can see being a valid like take on it for sure. I've not watched it, so I can't give my own personal opinion. I don't know if you two have watched it yet either.
Nah, I haven't.
Nope.
Yeah, I can see Joaquin says after Halo on Paramount, Xbox is gun shy. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know that fucking hell. Like that show was announced at the launch of Xbox One, and Steven Spielberg. That was pretty, wasn't it? That was good.
Oh, why? How'd you do that?
I don't know. Got no idea. Was it this maybe? Yeah, there we go. For audio listeners, I've got balloons flying up on the screen.
Nice.
That's very exciting stuff. Yeah, Steven Spielberg got on stage and it was like, oh, I'm doing a Halo show. And then 8 years pass and it comes out and it's like kind of not good. And I don't even know he was involved with it by the end of it. So anyway, yeah, like I'm not surprised. Like Joaquin's right. Like the amount of money and time they sunk into that project for it to kind of suck. But then they just had Fallout as well. But you know, that's probably a different team overall with only overlapping like maybe 1 or 2 people on the production side. So yeah, whatever. All right. It's prediction time.
Boop, boop.
Where's the soundboard? There must be something here on the soundboard.
Balloons is good.
Did you enjoy your chicken? Did you enjoy your chicken?
Oh, well, of course. Sorry, let me go again. It's prediction time. Oh, it's coming out. Yeah. You know?
Starting off the year cringe, I see.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you must embrace the cringe, and then only then can you become your true self. It's the only way.
Nice.
Okay, so I can see you guys have put some of you. Well, Caden's done fucking nothing.
I've done one thing actually, more than you fuck.
I've got an entire notepad on my phone.
Well,
actually.
here,
he's too cool for this. Google Doc, Caden. This is.
I'm not giving mine
plebs.
away to you fucks. You'll just steal
Hey,
mine.
Caden, why are you deleting? Little fucking rat. There's some kind of pop-off things you got there, Caden. Nice.
I've actually got quite a lot. I'm going to need to add a few more columns. So, what are we thinking?
Over here.
I just want you to let's just throw some things out. And you're sticking to this, by the way. We're sticking to this. So we're going to revisit this. And for everything you get wrong, I get to kick you in the nuts twice.
Twice? What are we talking? We talking like
that's the thing that's outrageous, is it? That's the tipping point.
Oh, you take one.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. You're talking like full-on kicks. It burst my nuts, dude. You got some thick-ass legs.
Thanks, dude.
Anyway. All right. All right, I'll start off.
Probably...
Go.
Fable's getting delayed. Fable ain't coming out this year.
Oh, fucking hater. You're such a hater, dude.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming out this year. And now it's not in developer direct. I know it for a fact.
No, it was never. It's weird that this rumor has like gained traction. I know there's a lot of conversation about it, like maybe being delayed. It's like
it's not a rumor.
I'd even say prediction for 2025. Fable comes out in 2025.
I just think there's so much already. They could probably just get something else in to take its place. They've delayed lots of games to polish. Nice, man, real mature.
Thank you.
They've delayed lots of games just to get like extra polish. Like they've done this in the past. I feel like Xbox have gotten better at being those you don't know, Dex just writing everything I read in slightly different wording. So anyway, what was I saying? You're really derailing my thought process here. Yeah, they've delayed stuff to polish in the past, and I feel like they're more cautious of these sort of things now, especially like massive IPs, massive projects. They don't want to just release it buggy, unfinished, or anything like that. I feel like that's like the old Xbox. I don't feel like Xbox has done that for a little while, bar Redfall. They haven't done that for a little while, and Redfall, we kind of came to the conclusion that was a bit of a mess before Xbox even took hold of it. So yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling that it could be like pretty much ready to go, but are they willing to just throw it out there rather than just work on it for a little bit longer? I just have the feeling it might just get pushed out into early 26.
I think the thing is, I understand that, and I do get that. Like, it is looking like a packed year for Xbox as a publishing just in total. I think like we've also got to remember the fact that they just squirted out like 6 games in the last few months. Include you love it when I say that. You fucking love
squirted.
Squirt out, mate.
Weird.
And they released like Flight Sim. They put out Stalker. Technically, they didn't publish it. There's something I'm forgetting there as well. Indie and then COD, like all right next to each other. Call of Duty. They pushed out Indiana Jones like within a month of Call of Duty, or like a very similar time frame. I don't know. I just like Xbox. Seem less concerned mostly with release windows and things like that. Like I don't know what equation they're running on. Maybe they feel like it's different audiences for those two games. Maybe, but I could see a similar thing happening in 2025 where Fable comes out like first week of December, or maybe last week, or like maybe towards the end of November. Especially because am I remembering? Do you guys know like what's happening with COD next year? Is it like are they doing a big? Like I keep hearing that they're doing another Black Ops. Like have I got that right?
That'd be
No.
quite bold if they did another Black Ops.
I mean, I legitimately do not follow COD in any form. Even if it's like put in front of me, I would like my eyes would blur. Like I just don't follow COD. So
shall I ask Grok?
Excuse me.
Shall I ask Grok? Oh yeah, you guys don't use Twitter. Damn it. Grok is the fucking stupid AI that Elon Musk thinks is really funny. He's like, let's call it Grok. I'm so
edgy.
quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm autistic. Like, call it something else. Call it Microsoft Copilot. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Or what's the Google one's Gemini, isn't it? It's not bad.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's called Gemini.
But that's
Huh?
Google. Hey, Google.
Okay. I asked Copilot. Copilot has said, yeah, the rumors suggest that it's a direct sequel to Black Ops 2. There you go.
Oh. What the fuck?
As in, like, old Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
Featuring Alex Mason.
Okay.
Fair enough. I don't know.
What do they mean?
Maybe.
I don't know if like the campaign. Kane, have you played through the Black Ops 6 campaign?
No, I got to the house and got a bit bored.
Okay. Maybe there's. I don't know. I don't know if there's like any callbacks to that to like lead into this. What are they going to call it? Black Ops 2 2?
Black Ops 2 V2. 2v2.
Well, they could
main game
Black
mode.
Ops 2, similar to what they did with MW2.
I suppose,
right?
yeah.
This is just Black Ops, isn't it? It's not Black Ops 6, is it? Is it? Is it?
No, it's Black Ops 6.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, they just came out, yeah.
Yeah.
So where was I going with this? So anyway, so like if that's happening, I don't know if they're thinking, well, Fable and COD can probably come out at the same time and that not be a big deal. But also it would be fair to say they have a bigger lineup this year. Doom, South of Midnight, Avowed, if we're to believe them, Outer Worlds 2 as well. Towerborn. I'm sure there's something else I'm missing as well on top of that. Like it is a big year, to be fair. But then we look forward to 2026. What's probably releasing in 2026?
You also got to think.
Everwild.
Yeah, you also got to think of like other big hitters too. Like, are they going to release at the same? Are they looking to release in the same window as GTA 6? Because that would be dumb. You just don't do that. It's not everything under your umbrella. Like specifically, you have to be aware of your competition too. Because if there's a toss up between Fable and GTA 6, everyone's picking GTA 6 as their single player game. No one's going to do Fable until that dies off. So
I have a sneaking suspicion that Fable will not give us a release date for Fable until we have a release date for GTA. And I mean that in the sense that if GTA gets announced, we're getting a release date for this year. Like if it gets delayed, if GTA gets delayed to 2026, we're getting a release date for this year. If it's coming out, GTA is coming out second half of this year, Fable we're just gonna see a post one day that's saying we've decided to delay until early 2026.
Yeah. I could flex to that. Yeah.
Do you guys think GTA 6 is going to get delayed? Let's take some predictions there.
Oh, yeah, I kind of do. I kind of weirdly do. Just based on the fact that just absolutely nothing has come of it, and it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Well, do we even have
nothing?
Any like a quarter or anything for GTA?
No,
it's just 2025, right?
It's just 2025, and like legit. Like I just don't. We haven't even seen like a cinematic trailer for it. Like we literally just don't know absolutely anything about it, and it's seemingly like their biggest GTA ever by like a ridiculous scale. I have a feeling that they might. Yeah, it could be delayed. Yeah.
I have a funny feeling it's gonna stick the landing in 2025.
It's hard to say because it's really hard to predict when you literally just have seen nothing from it. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I feel like we've got to get some Nintendo business in there because we're sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. We're sitting on the cusp of a Switch 2 announcement by the looks of it. That looks like that's coming up any minute now. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It was. Did you guys see it? Was like it was at CES. It was at the.
There's a lot of leaks and
Consumer Electronics Show
around it.
Yeah, and it's just a Switch.
Yeah.
Boring as hell, to be honest.
It's rumored it can play like PS5 and Xbox Series X, like quality games and stuff like that, though. But
yeah, rumored by fucking Bellends.
Oh,
nice.
That is not happening. So I reckon Switch 2 is going to have some sort of big controversy. I don't think they get by this unscathed. I think they're going to do some sort of Nintendo fuck up. I don't know what it's going to be.
Nintendo's I just think it's Switch for a while, haven't they?
They'll just gobble it up. Doesn't even matter if it's barely changed. Switch 2, people will just gobble it up.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, we'll still be gobbled up, but I think there will be some sort of controversial thing. But that's like what Nintendo fans are like. They're like, this is the worst fucking company on the planet. They're a piece of shit. They go after creators. Take my money. This game doesn't work. This game doesn't work. Take my money.
That's very true.
So yeah, talking about podcasts, complain about it.
If you're talking about like Nintendo hardware, like I think we've got a lot of Xbox hardware that's due to kind of come out this year, haven't we? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do we think we'll see a next generation? Well, I guess a Pro Xbox. I know we've talked about it before. I know the PlayStation obviously has a Pro.
Pretty sure Philly outright said that he wasn't going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no Pro happening.
Okay, so ignoring the, I guess, console, like what do we think about other pieces of hardware? So we've got potentially handhelds.
I think
one of my like predictions is the new Elite controller. We've not had an Elite in like 5 years, 4 years.
That's a good point.
I think the old Xbox generation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The old Elite. So we all play with the Elite controller. I'd love to see a new Elite come out in the next couple of months, or at least get announced.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think of it. Yeah.
There was some reporting a few weeks back on. Do you remember we got that massive Xbox leak like a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And on it, it showed like the dustbin Xbox that was like a cylinder, and that doesn't seem to have come to fruition. But they also spoke about this controller called Sebil, I think it was called, and it looked like it was wearing pants. It was like white on the top and black on the bottom. It looked like you actually was wearing boxers. But it had like features on it like lift to wake and like direct to cloud connection. So it wouldn't connect to your device, which then connects to cloud. It would just connect to the cloud server for better latency, and had some other features like that as well. I think adaptive like rumbling was one of them as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that. I'm not going to put it in my predictions, but I could see that. I could see that maybe if they do one of them and then an elite version of that, I could see that. Like I think we're probably due a controller soon.
Yeah.
I can see, Tim, you mentioned the handheld. You feeling pretty confident about that?
Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily coming out this year, but I think we hear of its existence and maybe we see what it's going to look like and stuff like that. I think that could be a very real thing, especially when you've got other things starting to sort of come out. Like we were talking in the chat about the Steam thing, the Steam like OS wrap coming to what device was it? I can't remember. Was it like a whole new device or was it just existing?
Oh, well, they just announced it for, I think it was Lenovo, at CES. They just announced Steam OS on Lenovo, yeah.
So I feel like that would be, I feel like it's quite a good time to not lose out in the race a little bit and at least get your horse in the race a little bit, and let people know that you're making one. This is what it's going to look like, whether it has the same sort of OS wrap sort of deal to it, or whether or not it's just going to be like a portable Xbox, that you can actually locally download stuff to. But yeah, I think we hear of it this year.
We've got some really good predictions in the chat. I predict Tim will have many children this year on his blankets and tissues.
Blanket? It comes on their blanket.
It's just unsanitary, dude. Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's weird, dude.
I think Mario Kart is going to be a Switch 2 launch title and it's going to go fucking silly nuts. I think that game is going to sell 70 billion. I think it's going to be the best selling game ever made. It's going to have the highest attach rate of any game ever. It's going to go silly fucking nuts, the next Mario Kart.
Yeah, because Mario Kart 8 is super old now, isn't it? It's like it's been out for ages and they've done like a deluxe of it and everything.
People didn't really like it that much, did they?
No, I think people liked 8.
I don't think they did.
I don't think people care. I think people like have some sort of withdrawal symptoms every time that they don't play Mario Kart. So I agree. I think it was probably the worst one I've played.
Yeah, agreed.
It's still good. It's still Mario Kart. Like it has this nice polish and sheen to it. It's still fun, but it's like it was really dumbed down. Like you can't flick between your items. The game like drives itself. Like there's a lot more like the tracks are a lot more forgiving. Yeah, there's loads of reasons that it annoys me. I think a lot of the tracks are kind of boring as well. Or the booster pass ones were great. I don't know if you guys have the booster pass.
No. No bueno.
Anyway, I'll be one of those 70 billion buying Mario Kart 9 on day one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a good call. It's something because I feel like Breath of the Wild really did wonders for the Switch release. Like, do you think the Switch would have like hit quite as hard as it did if it didn't have a title like that launching?
I don't.
No, the immediate factor. Like, I think people might have caught on to the Switch being a pretty nice console, but like the fact that you literally just couldn't find a Switch fucking anywhere to save your life, I think the big part of that was Breath of the Wild.
No, I think it would have gained momentum as time went on because they had like a second huge wave with COVID and Animal Crossing, which might also be announced around the launch window. But like people often put Breath of the Wild up there with some of the best games of all time. I mean, I don't feel that way, but people do.
Yeah.
And I think that's always going to do a lot for your console as when it's an exclusive. So yeah, I would say it did wonders for the console having that on day one.
Yeah. So I think they'd be smart
Exactly
to look at that and be like, yeah, let's try and emulate the same thing and throw in, like Dexter like America 9 or something like that, or something big.
I'll
or
probably announce the next 3D Mario as well.
Or like Metroid Prime 4 or something like that comes out with it day one or something like that. You know, I think they'd be smart to do something like that.
Speaking of pillar IPs from the big publishers, I think this is the year we see one of Xbox's major pillar IPs go to PlayStation. I think we see a Halo, a Gears, or a Forza turn up on a PlayStation this year for the first time.
Or a Starfield. Or
Forza's probably, if I had to take a bet on any of those, it would be Forza, probably.
Possibly.
Forza being another platform, not Halo, personally.
The problem, I think the only problem with Forza is that we're seeing Forza Horizon, for example, getting delisted now. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Like Forza Horizon 4 has been delisted now, I think, because they have to keep getting a license for their game. So they tend to delete the old one off the store. So I don't see them porting Forza Horizon 5 because they must be coming up to a Forza Horizon 6. So does that mean they're just going to launch Forza Horizon 6 on other platforms? Like, I don't know. It's possible, I think.
What you mean, actually. That's technicality front. Yeah.
But maybe it's big enough that they would want to keep that as a timed exclusive. Whereas
but then
I think
it's going up against what's PlayStation's Gran Turismo. Have they got another one?
But Gran Turismo is kind of, it's a closed track racer, isn't it? So it's more in competition to just Forza. Yeah.
I just feel like there's not much to gain with them putting Halo on PlayStation. I don't feel like that's worth that. I don't feel that that's worth their time. if I'm honest,
I can see PlayStation people like spitting on it, like not buying it for that reason.
I just don't think it will have much popularity on PlayStation. But then PlayStation are kind of lacking in the first person shooter department. So I don't know. That's why people kind of get excited for Concord, but that bombed. And
again, it depends what we're talking about. I think like it's really possible we could see Master Chief Collection turn up on PlayStation. If there is any sort of Gears collection or Gears something being announced this year, you know, the trilogy, like get that on. I think this is the year we see one of those games go over to PlayStation.
Quite a good, interesting call for sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I need to go and grab something. You guys carry on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's do one of yours, mate. You haven't got any more, have you?
No, not really.
You just had the Elite one and then you stole mine. Okay.
I did, yes. And we've already talked about a few of them, haven't we? We've talked about the Fable delay. The Expedition 33 Games Pass, you being a little dumb.
Yeah, that was me being dumb, but yeah, we'll ignore that. All these I wanted to talk about with Deck being here though, because I wanted his reaction to them. Okay. All right. Well, I think that we're gonna get more Neverwild this year. Everwild, sorry. I've actually just gone to the point of calling it Neverwild.
Why can't I think of what Everwild is?
Because it was announced back in remember when we were all at Deck's place in Kent, I think it was, and we were in a small little living room and we got all the trailers for State of Decay 3 Avowed, you know, back when we thought it was like edgy fantasy. Remember that that meetup that we had? That was when Everwild got announced and no one's ever heard of it since.
Okay.
And it's from Rare.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer now, so
yeah, so I just think maybe Everwild we see an update from it. I don't think we necessarily we might get a release window. So I'll put release window there as well. Where did my cursor go? Oh, where did I go? Okay, yeah. I'll put release window. I don't think we'll get a release date, but I think it's high time they actually just let us know that the game is still kind of alive and being worked on, because I feel like it's too long. You've gone far too long without any form of update here. So, and I was going to put State of Decay 3 as well along the same line. I'm kind of beating the same drum here, but I do think we hear from both of those. Like, I feel like whether or not we should get another trailer and like a release window or something like that, because as much as there's a lot coming out this year, they're going to want to set up things for next year. Or hell, if Fable's getting delayed, maybe one of these, maybe State of Decay takes the spot at the end of the year or something like that, if it's actually further along than we think. So I just think we see those games again. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think we see them in preparation for 26. I think that's probably fair. I mean, I'm just thinking it. I think we were talking about that a second ago, but we got sidetracked of like what we're looking at in 2026. We're probably looking at State of Decay, Everwild, Perfect Dark, there's something else that we just said there that I'm just forgetting.
Okay.
I didn't say anything else. I actually think earlier in the show we were saying like Clockwork.
No, but to be fair, Clockwork probably as well. Yeah. So like already, like, and that's just what we know, and that's not even including things like the Kojima project, or or other things we don't know about. So like when we're talking about delaying a moving Fable, it's like I think from now on we're kind of always really expecting a busy year, and again, 2026 Call of Duty, yada yada. So
yeah,
anyway, I just wanted to get that out because I'd forgotten I'd gotten sidetracked.
But yeah. So yeah, I think we see that, and then obviously Caden took it, but I think we get the Final Fantasies. I actually think maybe this year, because I know that as well as Rebirth did, I don't think it sold quite as they expected. I think that Square Enix and PlayStation have unrealistic goals for a lot of their titles like this. They seem to think it will rake in cajillions, and it doesn't. So I feel like we definitely get Remake, and I feel like we could get Rebirth. I feel like they could make their way to Xbox by the end of the year, both of them. Because I feel like it would just help with the sales. So on a similar vein, deck of like a pillar IP, I feel like if we could get like the Final Fantasies, and I know they're not PlayStation, owned studio, Square Enix, but they've obviously had that IP locked down. So, I think that could happen.
Okay, I think it's possible we see Final Fantasy 16, but I don't think we see 7. I think they've got the whole trilogy locked down. I think maybe after that they do like a Game of the Year edition or whatever, and
there's rumored they obviously are working on they've got a smaller team working on another remake. Whether I think that was rumored to either be Final Fantasy 9 or Final Fantasy 8, I believe. So that could make its way multi-plat. And that'd be pretty exciting because I've always wanted to play 9, but I've never actually got around to it. So if that gets like a nice remake treatment, I could definitely see that making its way multi-plat. But yeah, in the same vein as what you said, maybe you're right, because they're 2 entries into the Final Fantasy remake out of the trilogy. It'd be a bit weird to sort of bring it over now, but I don't know.
It's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. But
while we're speaking about failures, I don't think we see a failure as big as Concord this year.
Oh no,
probably not.
That should be a once. I don't think we've ever seen a failure like Concord ever in the gaming industry. I think that's a first.
Redfall doubled its player base, right? Redfall was played.
And I also think we see a game break out and beat this year's record, which was Power World, which topped the charts for concurrent played games on Steam. Now, you might say, oh, well, that's obvious. GTA's releasing. It's not releasing on Steam, dickheads. Nice try.
Nice. So you think there's going to be another Steam chart topper?
I think there's going to be a breakout here.
Okay.
But I'm just going with the flow because PC players, Steam players are increasing year on year. So all there needs to be is like a flash in the pan success, and you're. Because I think Power World was like 1.5 mil, maybe even more. It's crazy.
Yes.
And it's like if Power World can do it, another game can do it. You know. So I think we see.
If everyone saw it as Pokemon with guns, so everyone could immediately
relate.
Relate to it. Whereas I think it would be quite hard to find that immediate relation that isn't GTA. Which the only other game I can think as big as that is kind of something like Witcher or like, you know what I mean? That isn't like, that's multi-platform. That's not exclusive.
You just never know. Because the thing is, Power World, nobody cared about Power World. Nobody gave a solitary shit about Power World. And then it launched and word of mouth spread really fast. And then like everyone was playing it. So you just never know with these things, like what's going to catch fire and what's not. I could see a couple of things like having a really big splash, like Expedition 33. I reckon could really pop off in like a Black Myth Wukong kind of way. Like if it reviews well and the word of mouth is really good, I could see that hitting really big numbers. So yeah,
for sure. Okay,
right.
I like it.
Any other predictions we want to throw out? No flop. Yeah.
Yeah, no flop. Yeah. I did put a long shot of we hear from the Kojima stuff. The weird multimedia game that's being made for Xbox by Kojima. But I don't know. That's kind of like a long shot, to be fair. That's kind of like it in there for fun, but I don't know.
I think we're going to hear about it sometime, haven't we? And I think we heard about it in 2021 or something. So like, it's got to be approaching that time where we hear about it again.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm also going to make another prediction.
Go. Shoot.
Xbox actually get in the nominees for Game of the Year 2025.
Dude, I had Xbox gets not one, but 2 Game of the Year.
I was literally going to say 2, but then I was like, how many did they do? Is it 5 or 6? I always blunder here. It's 5.
They do 6.
6. Okay. So you think Xbox are going to take 1/3 of the total nominees? Yes. Interesting.
Wow. Are they going to win though? That's another prediction.
No. Don't be silly.
Yeah, but I do think
they'll never make an Astrobot, dude. They can't make anything like Astrobot. So there's no point even having.
Yeah, that is true. Unless Spyro. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought about that one earlier, and I was like, yeah, it would be nice to see. I do think with the year Xbox has got lined up, there's going to be a lot more. I think obviously along the same vein as well, I think it might be like the highest amount of awards like Xbox could get at the Game of the Year, outside of obviously just being nominated for Game of the Year. But I think they could take home like a lot this year, maybe even beat out, maybe even top.
I mean, Monster is going to be there. GTA is going to be there if it comes out this year. So.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying, but I just mean like all the categories, like music, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like they could take home a lot because what was it this year? I think we got like 6 or something. No, I can't remember what it was.
I think something like that. Yeah, I think maybe 6. 4, 5, 6, something like that. Yeah,
and I think that was
they usually do take it
PlayStation, and
yeah,
I think
last year
they
took away the most,
year, wasn't it? Last year, sorry. Yeah, it was very equal last year between Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, wasn't it? I think.
Last year, Xbox and Nintendo took them out the same away, and PlayStation didn't take many overall. But they did get Spider-Man 2 as a Game of the Year nomination, so everybody was like,
"Yeah." I mean, by last year, I'm talking about 2024, obviously. Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry. So yeah, last year, PlayStation got the most nominations and awards total. But Xbox and Nintendo did and then Xbox was like second with nominations and awards, and Nintendo didn't get very many.
Ghost of Yotai flops. No,
Dude, Do it, coward. Put it in.
No, that's ridiculous.
Death Stranding 2 flops. Put it in.
That game ain't never going to flop. Although I did counterpick that because I think that could be delayed out of the year. I was looking at all the counterpicks for our fantasy critic. For those of you who don't know, we do a fantasy critic for games. So I looked at all of them and I was like, all of these are just going to absolutely ruin me. So I was like, which one is like just not going to come out? Like, do I think? And I put Death Stranding 2.
I'm fucked when it comes down to me.
Yeah, someone's going to have to counterpick Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm so sorry for that.
Oh yeah, this is a
Those poor guys. They have to counterpick GTA.
I might have to go for GTA. Yeah, that's what I probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because it could get delayed. Yeah, because if it doesn't, you're looking like a -40. It's going to be awful. Yeah.
Who's next? Is it me? No,
it's me. I haven't done my counterpick yet. Yeah, interesting. So like Xbox getting 2 nominations this year is interesting because it's already looking like a big year. Like it is, but I think Xbox actually has a horse in this race.
Do you think
like Ghost of Yotai?
Yeah,
I think Ghost of Yotai is going to be the Astrobot of this year. I think that game is getting nominated no matter what. Like that game could come out. That game could come out low 80s, score the same as the first one, but everybody like the conversation around that IP is so insanely positive that I think many outlets would vote for it regardless. And I kind of feel the same way about Death Stranding too. Even though Death Stranding was a bit polarizing when it came out, I still reviewed well, but it was kind of polarizing. The conversation has since changed in a kind of positive way since its release. And I reckon that's going to bleed directly into Death Stranding 2. And yeah, I don't know. I part of me thinks, Kojima makes games that are too polarizing or like art house to get a Game of the Year nomination, but at the same time I think it's Kojima. So maybe people would be willing to just enjoy his stuff enough to get the nomination anyway. So yeah, it's going to be tight regardless. I know it's a ballsy prediction, but I think it could happen.
Because when you think of the games, like I just don't know if we'll get to. Because like you said, you got Wild, you got GTA, you got Ghost of Yotai. You've got like even stuff like Slay the Spire 2. Like I think that game, the game's going to be insane, dude. Like if Balatro gets in Game of the Year noms, then Slay the Spire 2 will as well. And then you've got things like I guess Hades 2 will be there as well. Is in its full release. So that's already 5 games. And then like. There was another one that was right on the tip of me. Oh yeah, just like anything like Mario Kart 9 or fucking like the next big Nintendo IP, whether it's a Mario platform or a Mario Kart or anything like that. Like that's gonna get in the Game of the Year. So it's very cramped.
It is.
Xbox can really have to fucking pop off to get 2 nominees. Been nuts, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I do think as well, there is a type of game that I think can do quite well at the Game Awards where expectations are low, but then the game performs really well. And like people seem to really like it and the conversation is really good around it. I think something like Black Myth Wukong is one of those things. I think Helldivers is one of those things, right? You know, these aren't games that have like massive critical successes, but the expectation was like kind of, yeah, all right. But then it launched and everybody was like, whoa, this is awesome, you know? And I think Avowed could see that. I think Outer Worlds 2 could see that. Like, I could potentially see one of those games creeping in because of the expectation mismatch. And then, of course, we have something like a Doom and a Fable. You know, who knows what else.
Yeah.
Was that your doorbell, Tim?
It was, yeah. I'm just messaging Tilly just to make sure she heard it.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Yeah, we heard it. It's a loud doorbell.
Cooking upstairs. I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well, we'll probably start to pull things to a close now anyway. But before Tim comes back and we'll rewrap things up, Caden, is there anything else you're thinking? Anything outlandish? Because I had some stupid shit on my phone. I had like people will be playing Switch 2 on a rooftop. You know, I had some really dumb shit. Like in the trailer, in the launch trailer, people are going to be playing the Switch 2 on a rooftop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim, what have you done?
What's going on?
Get phone interference. It's gone now. Don't worry.
Oh,
I don't know. I've not really thought too much about kind of what we don't already know about this year. Like I see. Maybe we get. Okay, fine, fuck it. Like we get some kind of another film / TV series game adaptation that we don't know about yet.
Do it. Put it in. Put it in your column. That's Caden.
Squid Games game.
What do we get though?
A Squid Games game. That's
Squid Games game. I was saying to Cade and Tim, I had like loads of silly shit in my notes, and I had that in the Switch launch trailer. People will be playing the Switch 2 on a rooftop,
upside down on a climbing frame.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
On a trampoline,
on a swing,
free falling like out of a plane with a parachute. Yeah.
And then they walk in because they're so tired, and then they clip it into the TV. Done.
There was one. Didn't the original Switch have one where someone was genuinely snowboarding and then they stopped, sat in the snow on the mountain and started playing their Switch?
Yeah.
Like who's got their Switch in their back pocket when they're snowboarding? That shit snapped in half, man. That is not lasting.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They just that's their feature. It's the Switch 2 can also double as a ski. You like click them onto your feet and ski on them.
Keeps extending out until it's a snowboard.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've interesting got on my
8K gaming.
Yo.
Oh
no.
I mean, they just announced the 50 series, and I doubt they didn't do 8K, so no.
I think PlayStation finally has a showcase. They haven't had one in a while. I think they finally have a showcase.
And half of it's live music.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Get rolled. Well, yeah,
they'll have a showcase.
Like they will, just for Ghost Yotai.
Yeah. I think they'll have a showcase. They'll show maybe 1 or 2 new games that some of their first-party studios are working on, and the community will, like the industry, will lose its fucking mind.
Wolverine.
Like the Sins of Concord.
Do you think we see any Wolverine?
Yeah, if they have a showcase, I reckon Wolverine probably headlines.
You think? I think Ghost Yotai probably is more likely to headline with Wolverine just getting a sneaky little trailer release window.
I guess they didn't show any like gameplay for Ghost of Yotai, did they?
No. So, Ghost of Yotai will be their main one, I think. And then
I don't know, but Wolverine's got bigger pulling power.
I think it's gonna flop.
Just remake the Wolverine game on PlayStation.
Because Wolverine can't swing around a city, so
true. But he can wall run. Did you not see the leaks?
That's pretty pog.
He sticks his claw in the wall and he wall runs. Yeah, and he jumps off and then
he just lunges from building to building, sinking his claws into the side of the building.
It's the same thing. It's Spider-Man, but with claws and less swinging. Like it's going to be that.
Yeah,
it's going to be good, but that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think so.
I mean,
the only other thing I said,
if you have any more.
Yeah, I don't think so. I said no more acquisitions are going to be made this year, I don't think. And I also said I think Avowed is going to be Obsidian's biggest success ever in terms of player count. I think it's going to be their most played game. And then I think the Outer World 2 that's going to come out and top Avowed later in the season.
Even Grounded, that's now multiplayer. Surely Grounded's really high up, and Sea of Thieves. You think it's going to top out Sea of Thieves?
I think in the same time period.
Got crazy numbers.
You're talking about Sea of Thieves. Obsidian doesn't make Sea of Thieves.
Oh, fuck, yeah. What am I doing? Grounded. Sorry. Grounded did pop off, though, especially when it went multiplayer.
Yeah. No, it did do well. I think in the same time, like in its launch window, I think it will be their best performing game, yeah.
Okay.
Because also Grounded launched in early access, remember? So even though it did kind of well, man needs.
He put it in bold and underlined it.
Yeah, and underlined it
because we didn't see it. And then he just put it in bold and underlined it. Right. Okay. Yeah, and I need to go as well. So Dex is just going to rapid fire off all this stuff.
Toxic. That's it. That's it. I think Avowed's going to be their best success, not critically necessarily, or even commercially necessarily, but I think it's going to have its best player count, and then the Outer World 2 is going to do even better than that later in the year. So I think it's going to be a really good year for Obsidian.
I agree. It'll be their best year yet. I think that's just a better way to put it. 2025 will just be their best year on record.
Fingers crossed. All right. Okay, everyone. That brings to a close episode 155 of the Quick Resume podcast. If you've been here this whole time, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, consider subscribing, share this video with your grandma, with your dog, with your grandma's dog, with your brother, with your mother, with your sister, with your daughter, with your cousin.
If you keep going, I'm just going to end it.
What, the dream?
I was running out of relations. The dream, yeah.
It'll be like the cold cut. He's Iron Man. Just cuts out.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. So we'll be back probably next week. So we'll see you then. Have a good one.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Bye, everyone. Oh, God.
What happened to your mic? Where's it gone? Yeah, what, dude?
What?